everybody, it's Rain, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I join two skeins of handspun yarn together. I'm going to show you on a 2-ply yarn that I've spun. If you have an end like this, if you plied it from a center pull ball like I did this one, you want to gently pull it apart and give it a little tug so that it'll come apart. Now this join is similar to the spit splice method, if you've ever heard of that. But since I'm a perfectionist and nothing's hardly ever good enough for me, I'm going to show you the way that I do it. I'm adding a little bit of twist. The key is to add a lot of extra twist to your plied yarn and to the singles that you just broke apart. You want to add as much twist as you can. Not like a crazy amount of over twist because you don't want it to be over twisted, but you do want to add some extra twist because it'll help join it the way that I do it. As you can see, I've already added twist to the 2 plies. Now I'm adding twist to my singles. And a little bit of it will come out as you go and as you join them together, but that's okay. You just want enough twist so that your single doesn't fall apart. You want it to be a little bit over twisted so that it won't fall apart, and also you have more twist. Now if you've added enough twist to the 2-ply, you can kind of let it ply back on itself a little bit so that it'll stay put. So I'm going to take my other piece and I'm going to break it apart just like I did. You want to try to hold the other piece that you've already added twist to in your hand to keep the twist in it. And I'm going to add some twist to both of these singles and to the plies just a little bit. And you guys, I'm sorry about my nails. It has been one rough week for me, I'll tell you that much. So I'm adding twist here, and then you want to take one of the plies and hold them together and start rubbing them together just like so. You can add spit if you want to. It can help sometimes, but I just use my fingers because a lot of times when I'm working with yarn or wool, my fingers are a little bit sweaty and hot, especially it's summertime right now where I live. So the sweat does a good job for me for adding a little bit of moisture. Or you could wet your fingers down if you needed to. But you want to just keep rubbing it between your fingers and get some felting action going there. And if your fingers aren't enough, I highly recommend putting it between the palms of your hands and rubbing it together that way. That will absolutely work. See, it's starting to felt together a little bit, but I wasn't happy with it, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my palms because there's more sweat there, and as nasty as it sounds, this yarn is going to be washed and all that's going to come out anyway, so it's fine. I would rather have sweat on my yarn than spit, so I'll use the palms of my hands and a little bit of sweat on there. So just give it a good rub between your palms and it'll felt together just like so. Now it can still be a little bit easy to break, so I wouldn't pull on it too hard, but they'll be together really nicely. And it ends up being very strong. I'm adding some twist to the other side, the other ply. And then I'm going to find my other ply to the other side. And we're going to do the same thing with it. I'm adding more twist, as you can see there. That extra twist really helps it bond together. And make sure that your ends are nice and fluffy. As you can see, both of my ends at the very tips of each ply that we're connecting are nice and fluffy and fluffed out. That's another very important tip. Wasn't happy with the fingers, so I'm just going to stick it between my hands and give it a nice rub. Nice and hard. And it'll felt them together and they will not come apart. Now sometimes you'll have some little nubby bits some little pieces of fiber that didn't quite felt together, you can just pull those out. I'm going to untwist it, and then you want to try to let that twist go into your join. See, right there's a little nip that needs to come out. It's just getting in the way, and it doesn't need to be there. It's just a part of one of the fuzzy ends. It's not together. It's not a part of the core structure of the yarn. So you want to let that twist come into your join, so that it'll twist together and look just like the rest of the yarn. And if you look closely here, there's still not enough twist in there. And the only way I can describe what I do is I just play with it to get it to where I want it. I'll pull it apart a couple times and retwist it up real nice. And usually the way that I do it, I'll just twist it between my fingers and get that twist in there, and just roll it between your fingers a little bit. You don't want to do it too hard, try to felt it or anything. We're not looking to felt the two plies together. There was another little nub that needed to come out. So I got that out of there, and then I'm just going to add twist manually to that join. I still wasn't happy with it, so I just pulled it apart, untwisted a little bit up the fiber a little bit. What we need to do is redistribute the twists from the fiber up into our new join. So now I'm just going to manually twist it some more. Come along to the other side, twist it some more that way. And then I'm just kind of running my fingers down the length of the fiber to get that twist to come into it. And then finally, the way I got it to finally pull itself down in there was I just twisted it really, really hard in my fingers, gave it a couple pulls, and then it eventually got stuck in there, and it was perfect. So if you're having a difficult one like I did, try that. Give it some twist manually, a little bit over twisted, and give it a couple little pulls like I did. And then, as you can see right here, it's beautifully done now. It's exactly where I wanted it to be. And as you can see, I'm pulling on it, and it's not going anywhere. It is nice and strong. It's a perfect join. So you can barely even tell where it's joined at if you look at the rest of the fiber. I've never really seen any other videos joining it the way that I do it, so I hope this is something new for you and you get some use out of it. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all at Rain Fiber Arts, and leave me a comment, like and share this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.